everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be doing a design team project. Actually, it's an entry project, and for this I'm going to be using Artzology Design Junk Journal Assemblage kit. So this kit is a lovely kit. It comes with several pieces, comes with I think 6 journal pages like this, beautiful collage designs, and there's I think actually no 8 different pages of those, which are lovely, and I'm using these in my journal, which I'll show you in a second. Then it comes with I think 3 pages of 3x6 tags, 2 pages of ATC cards, which I'm also going to use today in our little project. And I'm also going to use these, which are, there's 4 pages of these folders, really cute little folders, using the same collage design, which I'm also going to use in this project. And it also comes with a few of, I think it's 3 different designs of liner pages here. So these are kind of the inside your cover. So I thought for this little project I wanted to create some things to go into my journal. This is my latest journal project. It's a work in progress at the moment, so I've done the cover. This is my first soft cover design, and it has 6 chunky signatures in there, and you will see that I've got one of these pockets, kind of folding out tuck pockets type thing, which we're going to make today. So I wanted to make 3 or 4 of these for the journal, so I can space them out. The journal's looking quite chunky already, but the cover can take it. So what I want to do today is make this and this, which again, as I said, I'm choosing to clip them onto my pages because I want these to be removable, so that you can take them out and you can put stuff in and you could just insert them anywhere you like into your journal. If you want, you could also glue them in, you could stitch them in, anything you like, but I chose to have them clipped into my journal. So this is what I'm going to make today. And to make these 2 slightly different, this one is just one fold out with 2 pockets inside, and this one's a little bit more complicated. This one is a kind of foldy out one, so it's got some secret places in there. So we've got a pocket on the front, and then we've got a couple of pockets in the side. We've got like a belly band, we've got a corner pocket on the end there. So that folds like that, and that clips onto the page in your journal. So I'm going to make these 2 today. So for these 2, you will need 4 of these little folders designs. So 2 of the pages that come with the kit. So I have 2 cut out here, and we're going to cut out another 2. I also used the ATC cards as well for the pocket on the front and on the corner pocket here. I used a strip of the junk journal page as the belly band inside, and then I used another one of these folders for the pockets as well. And I'll show you what I did with those. So we'll put those aside for a second, and we'll start. So we've got 2 already cut out here, so let's go ahead and cut out another couple of these. So as I said, this is a lovely kit by Artzology Designs. She's got some really nice kits in her store right now. I noticed the other day she had some lovely mushroom kits, which I am definitely going to be purchasing. I love mushrooms. I don't know why, but I do. I mean, I just love all the botanical stuff, and she has a lot of botanical stuff, which I adore. And she does these lovely, like these ones, some lovely collaging stuff, all, you know, digital downloads. So you can just print them on whatever media or paper that you want. So for these, I've actually printed these out on not too heavy a weight card, because I didn't want these to be too bulky in my journal. So they're quite sort of a lighter weight card. I think it's probably about, I would say 200 GSM card. And also, as I said, I have tea-dyed the card as well, because I just personally prefer it to have a kind of, you know, a kind of oldie feel to it, kind of a rougher feel to it, and also it stains the back, so it's just not, you know, white, stark white. Of course, you could print it onto a cream card as well, and then not tea dye it, and maybe just distress the edges or whatever, which I am going to be doing anyway as well. So yeah, this is my actual first design team video. I've not on any other design teams, so this is my first DT project, so I'm quite excited to be doing this and sharing it with you, and I hope that this hopefully will inspire others to do either work with this kit, or obviously maybe use the actual method with other kits. But I particularly liked this kit because it's got lots of elements in it, and lots of things that you could do with the things, especially with the ATC cards, the tags, these little folders, which I thought were lovely. That's kind of what really attracted me to this particular kit, was these little folders, actually. So I've got the 4 folders now. We've got 4 that I've already folded up, and now I need to decide which one I'm going to cut in half to use for the little pockets inside. So I think these 3 have some really nice design elements on which I'm loath to sort of cut into. So I think I'm going to use this one for the pockets. I think they will make nice pockets. So what I'm going to do with this one then is I'm going to cut it in half. So you can either cut it with a let's cut it. Sorry, I'm doing it the wrong way now. Wait, what am I doing? Okay, yes. It's just under, it's about 6 inches tall. So I'm going to cut it in half, 3 inches. So here you can see that. Checking it's in frame. So we're going to just cut this, and they don't actually have to be equal in size. You could make, you know, 2 short pockets and 2 larger pockets, actually. In fact, I think I might do that. So I'm going to make this one 2 inches. I'm going to cut this one at 2 inches. There we go. So let's cut that. Oh, see, no. This is why I hate using a knife. So that's one pocket, and then this one will be the other one, and we just need to cut off the little tabs on the divider. So you can do this with scissors or a knife, it's up to you. There we go, there's one cut off, and here is the other one cut off. So we're just trimming the tab off, because we're not going to need those in the pocket. So those are my 2 pockets. So I'm going to just fold. Now also I've got to decide, which we'll do now, which one I'm going to use for the fold out bit. So let me just show you again. We've got one of the folders here with one of the tabs removed, and then we've got another of the folders with both tabs removed. So I've got to decide which one. I think I really like the tree on this one. I think I'm going to keep this one as the kind of single pocket folder. Yeah, I think I'll have that one a single pocket one, and I think I will use the taller pocket in here. So that will go, you see, that will go inside of there like that. Okay, so that's that one, and then this one will be the foldy out one. So I just want to decide which one I want as the front. So let's just fold this one first, and then we can decide which one we'd like to be the kind of front of it. Okay, so now I put a pocket on the front, so that's something to bear in mind, because if I use this one, then it would cover that pocket. Yeah, whereas if I use this one as this extra bit, that will look, yeah, that will look nice. So this one will become my main one, you see, and that's got a nice design on the back, and it's got a fairly plain front, which means when I put the pocket on, you're not going to really be hiding anything. So that's a good thing. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is then take this one and cut both tabs off. So like I did before, just cut both tabs off. Oh, sorry, no, for this one, this is going to be the extension. We need to cut the curved corner off as well. So I'm just going to line that up so it's straight, and we're just going to, where the corner begins to curve, we need to cut that off. Like that. And just keep these two little tabs to one side, and I'll show you, I use them as well. Try not to waste anything. Well, I use one of them anyway, but I could use another, maybe something else. So again, we want to cut those curved corners off. That should be fine there. There we go. Again, put those to one side for a second. So now we've got this extra bit here, which you actually need to fold the opposite way. So I'm just gonna give it a little press down like that. Okay. So now we have this and this. So now, see, that's going to fold in like that and like that. Yeah, it's going to fold, and that's going to fold in there. Now, actually, in this one, you can see that I cut the tab off. I'm thinking now, for this one, I could actually keep the tab on and just stick it on the inside. I wonder what that would look like, because then, well, no, that's not going to work. So I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. So again, we just want to cut the curved corners off this one. There we go. Again, put that to one side. And then now we have this one, and we have this one, which is going to go like this. So we're going to join these now together like this. Okay, now there's a couple of ways you can do this. I've seen my good friend Wendy do something like a foldy out thing, and she uses a little strip of fabric on this join. For this particular project, I'm just going to use some tape. So it's washi tape. Again, you can use a patterned washi tape, you can use anything you like really, but I'm choosing to use quite a little plain one so that you can see the sort of pattern, and it goes kind of with the design and everything. So I'm just going to stick a strip on the inside like that, and then just turn it over, and I'm going to put another strip on the outside as well, just to make sure that it line it up with a piece underneath. There we go. And give that a nice good press. So it's really firm. We don't want that sort of peeling off. So then we just trim those bits off. Okay. And that's that. And then we can just give that a fold. And that one folds inwards like that, and then this folds out. Now you can see, you could just see the edge there, which is fine. If the edge stuck out a little bit, you could just trim that a little bit just to make sure that it is hidden away. I think I just want to trim that a little bit, just a little bit, so I've got a bit of room when it's got the pockets on. I literally just want to trim, make sure that's straight. I literally just want to trim a smidgen off. There we go. So now we just test the mechanism. There we go. Okay. And that's it. Right, so the next thing I want to do is my pockets. So we've got, this pocket is going to go here. And you can see because we trimmed some off the edge here, we need to trim some off the pocket here. So I'm just going to mark that there, and I'm just going to quickly cut that off with scissors. That's a small enough piece. Go. And then that is going to go on the inside here, like that. Again, I just want to make sure that that fits okay. Yeah, so I need to just trim when that's folded in. You can see that's actually folded. You can see it needs a little trim here. I think that inside is fine. Let's just, okay, that could do with a little trim again. I'm going to trim this a little bit more, and you know, you'll have to just a bit of trial and error a little bit, because, you know, never done this before. Well, apart from the ones I made before. Okay, that's fine. And then once we've stitched this, we can just trim that nicely there as well. So bear with me, I am just going to quickly stitch this pocket on. Got that stitched on there. And then you can just, once you've got it stitched, you might need to just fold it down again like that. Just check everything folds, still folds nicely. Yeah. Again, you just have to work it in a bit like that. Okay, and that's all good. I tend to do a little reverse stitch on the top of the pockets just to sort of reinforce, so you can just go and cut off the little threads. You might want to leave your threads. I often leave threads on my junk journals. I chose not to have threads on this particular journal, so I'm going to cut those off. So that's that pocket there. And then for the corner pocket over here, I used one of the ATC cards, so I'm just going to have a look through these and decide which one I want to use. I might want to kind of use one that's part of the design, maybe. I'm just going to flick through these to find one I want to use. I think I'm going to use, quite like this one for the corner. You don't have to make it a corner, you could actually just stitch it in as it is there if you want to, or you could cut it off here even. In fact, I think I might do that because that actually looks, I don't really want to cut into this nice little stamp here. So what I'm going to do is get to the corner and just cut it there. So I'm just going to draw a line there. I'm going to leave that open and stitch around the edge. So in fact, I forgot to do this on this one, but I'm going to just put some of my distress ink. This is, I'm using Vintage Photo, and the walnut stain are probably my favourite distress inks. I pretty much just use those two all the time. So that's fine. And then actually on this pocket, I also want to distress it, but I'm going to make a little, the little half moon cutouts in those pockets first before I do that. One there and one on the other side, like that. And then we can just distress the edges there. Okay, so now we're going to add in, we're going to stitch this little corner pocket in. So excuse me while I just go back to my machine. Okay, so that is that. Right, so we have our double pocket there, and we have our foldy in bit there and there. Now for the outside pocket, which goes on here, I didn't stitch the pocket on. What I did is I stitched the actual pocket and then I glued it on. So again, I'm looking through my ETC cards to find one I can use for a pocket. I quite like this, kind of going across the top of the pocket. Now you can see that this is obviously because we cut down the folder. We need to just trim this as well. So I'm just going to mark this. So that's my outside pocket, which is going to be fixed on here. Now once this is glued on, I'm just going to trim the corners, because this, sorry, just one corner. This corner is curved, which you can either do now or afterwards. So I'm just going to put a little notch in there, like that. I'm going to stitch round the side and back because I just like the effect of stitching. Okay, so this pocket is going to go on the outside here. As I said, we just need to curve that corner. You can just do it. Just going to do it by eye, like that. And then we can glue that on. So, get the glue out. It's the first time I got the glue out, actually. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue all around those edges. I use Beacon Fabri-Tac. You obviously can use any other strong glue, but Fabri-Tac for me, it's just an all-round good glue. It's quick drying, which I love, and it's absolutely rock solid in terms of staying power. Okay. There we go. So essentially that is the front of our folder, and then we have this open out like that. So all we need now is we're going to add a little belly band in here. Again, you can put a pocket if you like. We've got one little pocket here. I just realised I a pencil mark. So we're just going to add, you can add the belly band or a pocket, entirely up to you. So what I used was, I got one of the sheets from the kit, and I just cut a strip from it, really. That's exactly what I did. As you can see, with this one, I loved this little ticket design, which I wanted to include in the belly band. For this one, I'm thinking I either want the stamp, or I quite like this little piece here. I've got a stamp there, so that might look nice with all that there. Oh gosh, I can't decide. I think I'm going to go with this, you know. Yeah. So I'm just going to trim, and you can make it as wide as you like, so it really doesn't matter. So I think I'm just going to trim it the width of the white piece. So I'm just going to go up here and I'm just going to mark it top there and just trim the top off like that. And then before I stick it in, actually, if I remember rightly, yeah, I actually want to just stiffen this a little bit because it's a little flimsy for so I'm just going to grab, excuse me, I'm just going to grab a small scrap of card. So I've just got a bit of craft card, and I'm going to stick that onto there. So that's our belly band, which fits on there. And then before I stick it down, and that's going to go in the centre there. So we just need to put a good amount of glue on just the top and bottom. Like that. There we go. And you can then just, again, just by eye, stick that roughly in the centre. Just hold those down. Okay. And there we have it. We have our, I don't know what, triple fold. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 3 folds. Triple fold pocket folder. That's what I'm going to call it. Triple fold pocket folder. And there we have it. Oh, there's one little thing. You don't have to do this because it actually looks, I think it looks fine as it is like that. But as you see on the other one, I used one of the tabs that we cut off and I just stuck that to the back of this tab. So when it's folded, it looks quite nice there. So let's have a look. One of the tabs we cut off of the others. You see that? That's one there. Or we can use this one. Or we can use this one. Oh, nice, you can't use that one. Well, I could use it that way. I don't like that one as much. I actually like this one, I think. It's just got a bit of colour on it. Or maybe this one. Yeah, I think this one actually. Oh, do you know what? Look at that. How brilliant is that? Because if I do that, totally unplanned this, it's actually a continuation of the design on the ends of that fold there, which I actually quite like that. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. So I think I'm going to just trim this so it matches the other side. So I'm going to trim it like this. Yep, and then stick that on. So I'm just going to give it. Make sure it's lined up. Yep, that looks absolutely fine. There we go. And then that now definitely is finished. And we would just use the clip to clip it shut and to clip it onto the actual page in the journal. So that's the big one. And then the other one is pretty straightforward. We've got a lot less trimming involved. And with this, obviously, we're just going to literally stitch this pocket in and distress the edges. So I'm going to use a bigger punch for this one. I'm just going to give it a little, almost a quarter moon for those pockets. So just trim that. There we go. Then I will distress all the edges first. So I'm just going to check, just want to trim this little corner off a little bit because it's just sticking. sticking out a little bit. There we go. There we go. That's good. Okay, and now I'm just going to distress the insides. Now it's up to you if you want to distress. I distress the inside because it's just obviously plain. If you want to distress the outer printed edges, you can, obviously, do whatever you like. I did do it on this, I think. Yeah, I did do it on some of these. And it really depends on the kind of look that you want. I mean, this is absolutely fine without the distressing on the outside. But in that we've done it here, I suppose I'm just going to... And that is that. So now we have two of the cards. You could also put a pocket on the front of there, but I love the design of that. I love the tree on that, so I really don't want to hide it. So I'm going to just keep that as it is. So now we have our two new, again, we use a clip, so keep that together. We now have our two pockets. So now we have, where's the other one? Is it still on the journal? Oh, it's here. So now we have four. As you can see for this one, I used the folder with the label on the front as the front because I thought that would be nice. Someone you can actually write on there. If there's something that you want to put in there specifically, you can just write it on the front there. And then for the inside of this, it's entirely up to you if you want to put stuff in here. Because I really love the ATC cards that come with this kit, I've included some of those. Again, I print these onto a fairly light card because unfortunately that's all my printer can take is a 200. I can push a 220, but it often gets jammed. So for ATC cards or journal cards, I always back it onto index cards. I buy a stack of, those index cards and I tea dye them to give them the old look. I've obviously inked the edges for this, and I put those into the little pockets as well. This one's got 1, 2. We'll put that in there. This one I haven't bothered with that one. And then in the little belly band here, again, you can leave it as it is, or you can put, I really like, I've printed out these old maps onto like a tissuey paper, and I've again tea dyed those. I've folded it like a map and folded it in half, and then I can tuck it in there. And the great thing about this is you have all that journal space on the other side, which you can add to. So I just tuck that into the little belly band there, and that just gives it a bit more of interest when it's in the journal. And I do like to put in the journal cards into all my pockets because one, people can see it is a pocket, and two, it creates these little journaling places. And there you go, that's the finished pockets, the 4 finished pockets. And just to remind everyone, that is using Artzology's Assemblage Junk Journal Kit. Thank you very much for watching.